Hi guys, it's just me, Rico from JustReikkoTV, and welcome back to my channel. All right guys, so I am out here in my garden space, and today I am planning on planting my seed potatoes. Yes, potatoes are actually going in today, but before we plant the seed potatoes, I want to let you guys know what kind of seed potatoes I'm going to be planting, okay? All right, so right here, I have the package with my potatoes. And of course, my potatoes came from my gardener, and they had 4 different types of seed potatoes that was available. So I got all 4 to give all 4 of them a try, but let you guys see what I have. The first one that I have is gonna be Yukon Gold. Now, it says this is an early season harvest, so it takes about 65 to 80 days before they're actually gonna be ready. So that's Yukon Gold. Then the second one I have is going to be the Red Pontiac. So the Red Pontiac is actually a late season harvest, and this one actually takes 90 to 120 days. The next one that I got is going to be Kennebec. And these are mid-season potatoes. It takes 80 to 90 days. And this one actually can store for 6 months after it's ready. The other two says 2 to 4 months. So these potatoes are going to be the one I'm really looking forward to, because they're gonna be the ones that last the longest. And then I have our Russet Burbank potatoes, the Russet Burbank potatoes. And it says that this is actually a late season harvest as well. Takes 90 to 120 days, and it also stores for about 6 to 8 months. Now, all of these seed potatoes are going to be 1 pound potatoes, and there are between 4 and 5 potatoes in each one of these bags. Now, right behind me, I have the 4 grow bags that I'm going to be using to grow the potatoes in. But first, let's go ahead and amend this soil. All right, so in each one of these buckets right here, I actually have about 4 inches of soil. The soil that I have is actually going to be older soil, so we gotta amend it just a little bit. How am I gonna amend it? The first thing I'm going to do is add some mushroom compost to each one of these bags. And I'm just gonna go ahead and add about 1 scoop of mushroom compost to each one of these bags. All right, that's mushroom compost. And then I'm actually going to be adding earthworm castings to each one of these bags as well. All right, and yes, I am actually going to be adding some soil acidifier to these bags as well. And that's because the soil acidifier has sulfur in it, and potatoes like sulfur. Not only that, it helps them from rotting in the actual soil. So I'm just gonna add just a little bit of soil acidifier to each one of these bags. All right. And then, of course, we have our Trifecta Plus. We're going to be adding 1/4 a cup of Trifecta Plus to each one of these bags as well. All right, then I'm just gonna mix them all in, and I'll be right back. Just mixing that in there pretty good. All right. Mix that in. Mix that in. Now that all of the bags have been mixed and amended, we're just gonna give them a little spray of water, give them a little bit of moisture. All right. Now all of the bags are good and ready for me to go ahead and add the potatoes to it. So once again, these potatoes are all 1 pound bags. So these are going to be 7-gallon containers that I'm going to be planting them in. And I'm only going to be planting 2 potatoes in each one of the containers. And so there's going to be potatoes left over because I think there's 4 to 5 potatoes in the bag. I'm not sure I mentioned that to you guys before or not, but yeah, there are 4 to 5 potatoes in each one of these bags. So I am going to be doing succession planting with the potatoes. I'm going to be doing these potatoes first, and then I'm going to come back about a week or 2 from now and then plant some more potatoes as well, so I can get 2 separate harvests for the season. Now, as you can see, the potatoes have eyes on them, and I'm not cutting the potatoes or anything like that. They're basically small enough for me to put it in the bags just like that. So we're gonna start with the russet potatoes, and then we're gonna just stick them right in the grow bag with the eyes facing up. I actually think I'm gonna do, you know what? These potatoes are small enough. I'm gonna do 3 of them per bag. All right. And guys, next one is gonna be, let me make sure that I label these. The russets are gonna be right here. And you got the Kennebec. Right, then I'm gonna just place that label right there. Next, we got the Red Pontiac. Oh, these Red Pontiacs, they got some good eyes on them. The label there. And then the last set of potatoes are gonna be the Yukon Golds. Yukon Golds are really small potatoes, so I'm gonna put 4 of these in one of the bags. All right, and there you guys have it. Let me give you guys another view of the potatoes in the bags. All right, now these are all of the potatoes in the bags. All right, guys, so now the next thing I'm going to do is I have some soil here that's already been amended. I'm going to be covering the soil and the potatoes that I have in these bags by about 6 inches, leaving just a little bit of space so I can hill the potatoes up as the plants of the potatoes grow out. So let's go ahead and get this soil added on top of each one of these potatoes in the bags. All right, guys, so that looks pretty good. That part is done. The bags are not filled up all the way, but just enough so that I can add a little bit more soil as the potatoes start to grow. And they call that method the hilling method. All right, so now all I'm gonna do is water that in a little bit more. Right, and then the last thing that we're just gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and mulch all of the bags, and then I'll come back and show you guys the final results. Where is that last label? Okay. All right, guys, so there we have it. There is our Russet, our Kennebec, Red Pontiac, and Yukon Golds. All of these potatoes are ready for good growth, and we hope for an abundance of harvest with this, guys. All right, there you have it, guys. Our potatoes have been planted. We are really excited to see some growth on that so that we can go ahead and hill them up and expect a really, really abundant harvest this season. Thank you guys so much for watching my videos and following along on my garden journey. I am in Pittsburgh, zone 6B, so the weather here is pretty up and down, so I try to get out when I can and get these things planted. But coming up for the summertime, man, it's all straight ahead. So make sure you follow along. Hit that like button, subscribe, leave a comment down below. Also hit that notification bell so you'll be sure every single time I post a video. It's just me, Rico from JustReikkoTV. And until the next time, fam, peace.